The last super cold spell is hopefully behind us. We all have our eyes set on the spring ahead. Who's ready to get out and go?
Oh, I can tell you who else is ready to get out and go. This guy right here. Author Jim Duffy of Secrets of the Eastern Shore fame is ready to go. Joining us for another Throwback Thursday, this time with a twist, right?
Yes.
Don't look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about, because you're the reason yes. So I want to make sure I have this right.
Yeah.
When you travel, you have this kind of a mantra, I guess that's the right word, yeah, that you try to remember and follow, the rule of days gone by.
Yeah.
Explain.
All right, I'll explain with a couple of examples. But first, let me ask you a couple questions. When you get out and travel, do you ever complain about, say, the traffic at the beach?
Yeah.
Do you ever complain about, there's too much development?
Yeah.
People aren't as friendly as they used to be.
Yeah.
That place I used to love is no longer there. It's not like it used to be.
The good old days are gone.
The good old days are gone. What I've learned in reading about the history of Delmarva is that we are all broken records when we do that. All right?
Really?
Every single generation looks over its shoulder at the days gone by and says the exact same thing. So I got two examples for you.
Okay, all right.
In 1913, Harper's Magazine, famous then, famous now, they sent a writer named Maud Radford Warren to Chincoteague. And she starts out her long article about going to Chincoteague by saying, when I was here 15 years before, the people were so friendly. Tourists were rarities. It was all sailboats. But now, here in 1913, instead of coming across Chincoteague Bay on a sailboat, she comes across in a gasoline-powered launch that pounds out the wonders of modern civilization.
No.
And tourists are not rarities anymore, so the local people barely even say hello to you.
Oh my goodness.
It's a terrible place to visit. She checks into the hotel and she starts talking to the chambermaid about this, about how she was here 15 years, and the chambermaid's, oh my gosh, so much has changed. She talks about how now they have bathtubs in the hotel, and she talks about how they have a telephone in the lobby of the hotel, and the chambermaid says, we could have gotten a telegraph, but the telephone is quicker. And Maud Radford Warren laments, had haste come to Chincoteague.
Oh my goodness. Now it's not just Chincoteague.
No, so Rehoboth, same time, 1911, someone writing under the pseudonym Miss 17 visits Rehoboth, and she writes about it in the New York Evening Post, all right? And she too, she's talking about 20 years before then, she's talking about how the visitors to Rehoboth back then used to be so genteel, and they used to play euchre, and there weren't any of these annoying modern shops that are here, and now there's, the crowds, because now there's Sunday excursion people. It's not just people who are summering in Rehoboth. There's all these day trippers. Ooh, so annoying. And so she finishes that up by saying, all of the annoyances of modern pleasure seeking are now in Rehoboth Beach in 1911.
In 1911?
Yeah. I could do this in the 1930s. I could do it in the 1950s.
We're all
I could
broken
probably
records.
do it in the 1700s.
So let's get back to this rule.
Yeah, so that's the rule. So my rule is every time I start to feel any of those frustrations, I try to remember Miss 17 and Maud Radford Warren and how we all sound like a broken record. And I try to remember that, like, in 25 years, 100 years, some goofball is going to be on some wonderful afternoon television program reminiscing about how great the days gone by were, and they're going to be talking about
way back
today. They're going to be talking about way back in 2022, and so maybe we can all remember this travel season to have a little more mindful gratitude and a little less complaining.
Wise words from a wise man. Jim Duffy, Secrets of the Eastern Shore. As always, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.